So let's begin a new series of Python. Very basic, who doesn't know anything about Python, but they really want to do something. And in today, this is first video where imagine you are going to the magic show, and in the magic show, the magician is telling some words like abracadabra, and then immediately that word prints on the wall. The similar thing today we would be doing with Python. Let's see how we do that. So let's see. So this is what we are going to do is today it's very simple. We are going to learn a printing something, right? We are just printing some text. So now, and how we are going to do this is we'll be using function to print something on your laptop. So like magician was saying something and it was printing on wall, you'd be doing this on the laptop. For this, we would be using function. So what is function in Python? So function is nothing but it's imagine that it's like a machine. Now this is like a washing machine. So function is like a machine which is trained to do some specific task. So like washing machine is just to wash the clothes, not to wash the utensils, right? So washing machine is a function which job is specific to wash the clothes, and it can be reusable. So the same machine you can reuse tomorrow as well, even day after tomorrow as well. So that's what we call it as a function which can be reusable and which is meant to do the specific function. That's what we call it as function. So for this, we would be using the print function. So Python is very easy. I mean, it's very intuitive. It's like English language. So like here, we would be using print function. So here, how you identify that this is a function, right? So by this two angle brackets, right? Like to wash the clothes, you will open the drum and then, drum is like this and you open. So imagine every machine. So I'm just trying to bring that analogy that every function is like a machine. So here print is a function and every function will end with like this parenthesis. I am referring to this two guy, right? And now what we are going to do is that in this print function, we would be adding a string. So ultimately you understood, right? What is our problem which we want to solve? Our problem is that we want to print something on the laptop, right? So for this, in the print, we would be adding adding the string which you want to print. Now you might think, what is string, right? So string is not like this, but string is like it's a text which is wrapped in quotes, right? So like you can see, it's a text. So like hello is a text. Now if you put it in quotes, right? So Python, so whenever you talk to anyone, right, there is some specific language. If you're talking in Hindi or in English, there is some language rules. When you talk to computer, there are some rules. So if you are giving print, I mean, if you want to print a string or if you want to print something, right, and if it's English word, right, for example, if you want to print like hello world or hey hello, so then you have to put in quotes. That's the language rule. That's the Python language rule. So that's why we would be putting this double quotes like this and we will put the string. So this is what we call as a string, right? If you put just hello without quotes, then Python will complain, hey, I don't understand, what do you mean by this, right? So we are going to put this string into the print function because we want to print hello. So whatever you want to print, you have to put inside the function. So that will get into the function. If you want to wash the clothes, you will put inside the washing machine, right? So this is a function which you want to use. So you will put whatever you want to print inside the parenthesis. Okay, I'm just trying to giving here like this is a string, right? String with individual, these are the characters, but this combine, right? It becomes a string. And now if you want to print, for example, if you want to print like, I could not put string. So if you want to print like print stri, right? I don't know what's this word comes. But if you want to print this guy, right? So you will be calling print function. Function will have this parenthesis, opening one and closing one. Remember, it's pair, right? It's like husband and wife. There is one guy and there is another girl. They both. And then whatever you want to print, you will print inside that, but in quotes. If you are printing string, Maybe if you're printing some number, like you just want to print like 2, 3, 4, you do not need codes. But I don't want to confuse you. I'll just walk you through in the code. So at the end of this video, you would be writing your first Python program. So here, whatever we want to print or whatever we want to print on the laptop screen, you're putting over here in the codes. And this is what it will print on your screen. Now, don't forget to miss the code. We will check very soon in the code, right? So again, quote is also like opening quote and closing quote, right? And don't forget to put the another guy, right? So here we are missing the quote and parenthesis as well. So I'll show you and I'll give you some exercise as well at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Now let's directly jump to the editor. Editor is like where you write the code. So if you want to write code, which means ultimately you are giving some instructions to your laptop, right? So you have to write somewhere. Now where you will write, like you are using Microsoft Word or Google Sheets. Now here you would be using some editor, right? Editor where you would be typing this language so that Python can understand. I am using the editor called PyCharm, and the link is there in this video description how you can download the PyCharm and how you can install. It's just like drag and drop, just click and then it will run it, right? So I'll just go to the PyCharm and let me go to here. So this is my PyCharm editor. Now when you open first time, you might feel, oh, so your screen might look different. But once you open PyCharm, right, what you have to do is you will click on this one. So I'll just close it for you if you want, right? So I'll just close it here. I open it again. It will look something like this. You will not have like this many. And then what you do is you will click on projects and just a second. And you will click on the left hand side, you can see, let me make it bigger. So on the left hand side, you can see projects. And here you have to click on new project, right? Remember, new project. Click here and you give some project name. So by default, this is the name. I will just accept that this default name. That's okay. So Python project 1. And you have to select the Python version. So Python version is nothing but it's like some mind which can understand this Python language. So here we are selecting, in computer we call it as compiler or interpreter to be specific in Python. So you have to select the specific version, the Python version which can understand your code, right? So you just select the Python version. It's by default selected for me. I hope it should be same for you. Give it a name. I'm just accepting the same name. This is on my location where this project, Python first project will be stored. You simply click on create and we are. So now this is our Python project. Now what I'm going to do is I'll select this, I'll right click, I'll go for new Python file. Right now we are to write code in Python, you have to create a Python file. So that's what I'm doing. So let's create the file and then here you have to give a name. So I would say print function. For example, I just press enter. Right now what I'm going to do is, now we want to print something. So let's say, so print, and yeah, it's giving me automatically suggestions. I can just press tab as well. I mean, you can just use AI, right? So behind the scene that's using AI so that you do not need to type everything. But before you use AI, you need to understand some rules, right? Then only you can understand this. So what I'm going to do is I can just type this one as well. I mean, I just press tab, but otherwise, what I'm going to do is I want to print something. So I'll go for print. I will write print as a function, parenthesis. Then you remember whatever we want to write. I would say hello div. That's my name. Then I will close it. It's by default it close automatically. So I close this quote. This is my opening quote. You're following, right? And this is my closing quote. And this is my finally closing parenthesis. And now I'll save it. To save, I'll just press Command S or Control S button on your laptop. Otherwise, you can press like file and then you can maybe, I think, save all. Yeah? And if you see this guy, right? This is going to run the program. So now we have, like a magician, we have a spell, and now we are going to shout it out by running the program. So I'll just click on this button, and you see it just printed on the laptop screen. So that's, and then finally you will see that the process finished with exit code 0. You don't need to worry about all these things, but what simply says that your Python program runs successfully. That's what it says, and it printed hello div. Now imagine if you want to print something else, right? So maybe something else. Again, what you have to do is you simply click over here. So first it's printing hello div. Second it's printing something else. So here we are trying to reuse the print function, right? So ultimately you are basically, why I'm saying right multiple times, not sure, but I'll try to improve. So you are using the same function multiple times. That's what it says, function. You can reuse it. And if I want to print hello one, it will print like this. Okay. Now it's printing third one, right? Hello one. If I want to print just a number like 23, so here I am not giving any quotes. It will still work, right? The rule of giving quotes, opening quotes and closing quotes, it applies to only when you are printing only string, right? And what I'm going to do is so print, and let's see if you want to print hello one, then hello two. Oh, it's giving me automatically. That's okay. And let me remove all this part, right? Just to confusion. So now hello one, hello two. Now I could have write single print statement as well to print both hello one, hello two. How? So this is hello one, and I can do hello two on the same line. So that's how it prints. But here, previously hello 1, hello 2 was coming on different lines, right? Hello 1, then hello 2 coming on different line. Here I am printing on same lines. To print on different lines, what we have to do is we have to add special word. Every language has special word. What we are going to add is we will add that special word is find on your keyboard slash n, and now print. Okay, I think there is some space coming up. So first let me remove this and then now print. So it will come, there is some space coming, right? So space is very important in Python. You have to be very careful. So now I just removed this space and now I run it. So so hello one and then slash n is nothing but it just tells that, slash n is not for printing purpose. Slash n simply tells it special word that, hey, whatever comes after slash n, it should be on new line. So that's what we are doing. What if I want to print hello 3 in new line? Okay, I'll go like this. Hello 3. So I think hope you get idea, and try to some practice around it, and just see that if you can, so if you can just practice on this, try to change different strings, play around with it. If you type like just pri or something, right, and if you just click over here, you might be getting some, oh, what is this, right? So I want to show you some, if in case that one, so it would say, hey, what you are trying to tell, it should be print, right? So it will give some error whenever you see like red one, right? It's like error, you did something wrong. Hey, computer says I did not understand what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying. So now if I say print, and then if I do like this, and if you forgot this, right? So it will give like red, this wiggly line, which means something is wrong in your syntax, in your language, right? And now even if you run the program, it will say syntax error, you are missing something. Unterminated string literal. So this is not terminated. My dear friend, you have to terminate. Now, sometimes you might forget this guy, right? So again, it's giving wiggly line, which means something is missing. So if you run it, it will give now syntax error. This was never closed, like this was never closed. So we close it. So just play around and let me know if you are really struggling with any other Python concepts, or if you want to learn something new in Python language, just shoot me a comment and let me know in comment as well what you really like it. Do you like this concept? Were you able to really understand this? And congratulations, this is a one line program, but you started your journey in Python. I'm going to take you to the way ahead where you are going to automate a lot of tasks in Python as well. So stay tuned. Thanks for now.